What's up, guys? My name is Brian, aka Tech and Gaming, and in this video, I'm gonna continue showing you guys how to use OBS and showing you the scenes, sources, and the mixer for your audio and getting it all going so you can start live streaming and recording your own videos. So let's get started. Okay, so when you first open up OBS, you're gonna be prompted at this screen. So on the far left-hand side, on the bottom, you have your scenes and your sources, followed by your mixer. So what we're going to do is scene 1 will automatically be there. So we're just going to keep it at scene 1. We can right click and we can rename it if we want to test. Just for now. So under test, we're going to right click under sources. This is where we're going to add, say, a webcam, a desktop background, whatever we need. So we'll just go add. You can have your audio input capture. So if you had a separate mic that you wanted to bring in, or if there's another way to do that as well, your audio output, browser source, color source, display capture. So display capture, let's go okay, and then let's just go to YouTube on the top monitor here. So what I can do is I can choose which monitor I want to use. So I have my I have my three 20x6 bit 1080s and my 4K monitor. So we're just going to select the 4K monitor. And as you can see, we'll click OK. And now we have a 4K monitor showing. But because the 4K monitor is 3840 by 2160? Yeah, 3840 by 2160. Our screen is too small for that because we're just scaling it to 1920 by 1080. So we're going to want to right click on the actual display capture. We're going to want to go to transform, and we're going to want to go fit to screen. And that's going to make it actually within the screen, but it's going to show black bars in my case because it's 20x6 by 1080. So what we can also do is right click, we'll go transform, and we'll go stretch to screen. So now it's filling out the entire screen that we can see with the monitor. And when we record, it'll downscale it down to 1920 by 1080, which is actually what I do in all my videos to make it look proper. Then we can just scroll down on the top monitor, which is the 4K, and it shows that quite nicely. Click on, say, Newegg. Nice and easy. Little hard because I'm actually looking at the the OBS screen instead of the top screen, so 4K is really small. And if we wanted to change the actual source, we just go to that. And now I'm showing you the infinite OBS for what we're actually setting up here. So I'm just going to keep it on the screen for now. So what we can also do is if we go add, so we can go game capture. So this is going to be if you're opening up any games. So you'll go create new one. You can name it whatever you want and go okay. Now, to do this, you actually have to open up your game, and which I will do right now. Okay, so I just opened up Dark and Light right now. So as you can see, it's actually showing on my desktop because that's where my main monitor is recording to. So what you want to do is once you open up your game, you want to minimize your game, go to mode, go to capture specific window. Wow, I cannot talk today, guys. And then you want to choose which window. So in my case, dark and light. And now it'll show on that screen. So then you can also do some other stuff, which I don't do anything. Multi-adapter compatibility, focus scaling, or force scaling, not focus. Limit capture rate, all that kind of stuff, which I don't do with any of that. So we just go okay. And now we have dark and light for gameplay. And then you can just literally start recording now, and it'll show all of your gameplay of what you're doing in game. So I'm just going to exit the game, and we're going to keep going with this tutorial. Okay, now that the game's back being closed, so going down, so you can do a media source or image slideshow. So if you have something like a media playing in the background, or multiple different pictures showing, scene, text, window capture, or video capture. So video capture is actually going to be if you have a webcam set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my Lumix G7, which I plugged into my capture card, because I can't actually show you the Logitech Brio because I have OBS already open recording this, and it won't let you do two different OBS videos going. Okay, so we're just going to rename this. We'll rename it the G7, just because it's the Lumix G7. You can name it whatever the hell you want. Go OK. And now it's going to bring up this. So it automatically went to the AVerMedia HD capture card, which is where my Lumix G7 is plugged into. And then you can see my Logitech Brio. But if I click on that, it's not going to show anything right now because it's already opened up in another OBS. So let's go back to the capture card. So you can deactivate it, and that'll make it disappear, or activate it. You can configure the video. So the settings are going to vary depending on what you have plugged in. So right now with the Lumix G7, I can't actually do much on the software side on my computer. But with my Logitech Brio, I can do all the lighting effects because it's a USB interface. It's meant to have all the settings done on your computer, as opposed to the camera doing all the settings. And under the video proc amp, you can do brightness, contrast, hue, saturation. And like I said, on the Brio, or any other webcam, it'll give you much more different settings. So you can do your focus, your exposure, your sharpness, your gamma, your white balance, all that kind of stuff. So depending on what you're using for a video interface, your mileage may vary. So let's go cancel that. So going down, so you can choose your resolution and your frames types. So if you go custom, it's going to make the video disappear until you choose resolution. So right now, I can do a 1920 by 1080, and it'll show there. Or I can go down to a 720p, and I can choose whatever resolution I want. My capture card only does support 1080p at 60 frames, which kind of sucks because this is a 4K camera, which can do 1080 at 60. So let's go with 1920 by 1080. And then you can do your match output FPS, which is auto 30s, or you can do highest FPS or just 30. So I know that I can only do 30, so that's what I'm going to go with. So you got your video format, which is pretty much your MP4, your MPEG, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really matter for that. Color space, I'll keep default. Color range, I like to go color range full. I feel it just makes the image look better. Auto buffering, I'll keep at auto detect. Yeah, attempt to scroll down. And capture audio, just keep it at capture audio only because I'll show you what that does in a sec. You can't actually disable the audio. You can do direct sound or wave, and in my mind that just sounds bad. So let's go OK. Now we have this big window which we can drag that has our face. So what we can do here is right now it's clearly too big, and I have too much that I'm showing on camera. So you can see the top of my monitor along the bottom here, which I don't like. So what you can do is you can actually resize it. So if you actually press and hold Alt, and you right click on the little circles, while still holding Alt, you can actually drag your window up and down. So if I were to go, say, there, bring the top down as well. If I can select the little dot. I'm selecting the wrong dot. Bring that down like so. Bring the left side over. And the right side over. So now we have a much smaller window and took out a lot of the background. And you can always change this too. So now we let go of Alt, and now we just select the right corner and we can shrink it. And then we can move it to wherever we feel like. And we have infinite Bryans, and that's a scary thought. So, going down back to the sources, these little eyeballs on the left-hand side, if you actually click it, it'll completely minimize the window so you don't see it. We can do that with the display capture as well, and then it's just a black screen. So for now, we'll just get rid of the G7 camera. Okay, so going back to add. So if we were to actually do something called browser source, if you're doing a live stream or something, you open up browser source, you type in, say, we go YouTube chat, and go okay. So it's gonna pop up this. So for this, all you have to do is, if you're doing a live stream, you would just go into your Creator Studios, go live streaming, and pop out the chat bar, and just get the URL code from that chat bar and enter it here. And then you can do your width, your height, which will change the box, and then the CSS. The CSS, I will do in another video, but that's actually going to change your writing textures, what the actual chat box looks like on your streaming, which is a pretty neat thing to do, but I'll leave that for another video. But that's how you can bring up your live chat in your actual videos. Let's go okay. So right now it's just going to OBS Studio as a default. And we'll just go and bring you, say, to the bottom right hand corner. And for now, we'll just actually minimize you. So there's multiple different settings you can do for sources in here. So say you wanted to go add another scene. And we'll just go add video capture device. We'll do the G7. Gotta select the G7. So I spot up the G7 now. So go back up to here. We'll add my ugly mug. So with scene 1 and scene 2, or test and scene 2, so we just did all of our stuff with the test, and then we just created a scene 2. Now we can see we have my ugly mug on full screen. So if I wanted to talk to you guys just like this, instead of having it in game, or we did a game, scene 2 could be face cam, and scene 3 could be your desktop that you want to show off. This is how you would do it. And if you go into settings now, go into hotkeys, you can actually switch scenes. So if we were to go, say, Control Shift down and click apply, and go Control Shift up for switching scenes, and go okay, or apply and then okay. So we're in scene 2 right now. So if we go Control Shift up, or which one is it? So as you can see, I am pressing Control Shift, while holding Control and Shift and pressing up, pressing down, and it actually changes my scenes. So this is how you can transition easily with whatever you're recording. If you go, okay, now I need to go into the game. Now I'm into the game. Okay, now I want to talk to you guys one-on-one. And so you guys don't see the actual gameplay anymore, or the game's ended, or you're done with whatever you're showing. Bam. Face cam. That's kind of how you set up different sources and different scenes, and how you can transition between both of them. Now, as well, there are filters that you can apply. So you got audio video filters, which this is going to apply more to the audio, which I'll get into once we get to the mixer itself. And then we have effect filters. So chroma key, for example, if we go to that. So right now I have a blue screen behind me. I showed this in another video. I'll leave the link up there. Actually how to make you kind of green screen. But in short, you would just go, with me, I'd go blue, and horribly for similarity right now. And I would turn the similarity down. So right now it's looking normal, and you would just increase it. Because I'm wearing a blue shirt though, this really doesn't help. So I would go until it starts to take off most of the blue, like so. And I would change around the smoothness. And I would do the reduction if need be. So we close that, and now if I screw around with the window, and let's go, and we'll add the source to the desktop. Display capture, add desktop. Oh, and I need to change that to, say, the 4K monitor. And, of course, transform it so it fits to screen, or stretches to the screen. So, right now, I just brought up the screen, but now my face isn't showing. What this is it actually shows in layers for your sources. So right now, my display captures over top of my camera. So all you gotta do is literally drag my camera on top. And now I'm wearing all white, even though I'm not. I'm wearing blue. My background is all white, so it actually makes it transparent. So I can go over the videos, and as you can see, my shirt now has videos on it. And the only thing that shows up is my head, headphones, and chair. So it's kind of a quick tutorial of how to make a green screen. But again, check out this video for a more in-depth way to do it. Right now, we'll just get rid of that. And we'll go. Again, you guys can change a whole bunch of different colors. Make it just the way you want it with some tweaking. To each their own, though. Everyone has their own kind of choices. So now we're going to go into the mixer. So over here is the mixer, and we have right now a desktop audio and our mic. So desktop audio will show if we were to play something. So let's go with this video quickly just to replay. So you see the bar going up. And then your mic will go up every time I talk, just like I am now. So right now, there is always going to be background noise no matter where you are. So we're going to start with the mic. So if we click this little cog in the right-hand corner, we go filters. So I have stuff already set up in here. So I have my gain, which will increase the microphone boost to the volume of it. I have it gained to a +5 decibel level. And this can vary depending on your preferences again in settings. Noise gate. So this will stop everything at a -48 or -48 decibel level, and it'll open up with anything at a -39 or higher decibel level. So right now I do have a lot of background noise in my background, but it's quiet enough that if with my -48 decibel level, it's not going to show as I talk. But if I were to change you to, say, increase it 2, now as you can see, I show mic with nothing talking. So I'm just going to set that back to 48. And now there's no background noise. Unless I talk. And my talking will drown out the background noise quite easily. So then you have your noise suppression. So this will actually change it to low levels actually being removed. So if I would increase it all the way, and I would remove the noise gate, so as you can see, there's even more mic volume. But if I remove the suppression level, it goes down quite a bit and is flaking on and off. At the noise gate, I now have no background noise. That's how you kind of set up a mic with OBS to make it so you don't have any background noise and it sounds relatively good. So under desktop audio, you can pretty much do the same, but there's no really need to because it's not actually getting any background noise. So you can add your compressor, gain, noise gate, suppression, and a plugin, which I don't have. I don't really know what to do with the plugin. So under your mixer, which is in the top left of the actual mixer, you have your mic and your desktop audio. So right now, there's audio tracks. So in the last video, I showed you having audio tracks 1, 2, 3, and 4 enabled. So what that is gonna respond to here. So right now, number 1 would be my live streaming. So I would have my mic and my desktop audio being captured. So for live streaming or just recording, if I'm good with the audio source 1, I'm good. That way you guys can hear everything of me talking and the gameplay video and whatever else is playing. Track 2, I just have set to my mic. So if something were to go wrong with my mic and it got really quiet or it got really loud all of a sudden, I need to change the audio levels. This will allow me because it's the only thing playing on track 2. Track 3, is just the desktop audio. So again, if it gets too loud or too quiet, I can then edit that audio source with Premiere or whatever need be, and or Audacity, and screw around with just that audio source. And then again, down mix to mono. Again, the mono thing is weird because you have to deal with having a DAC mic, at least with mine. But I don't have it set here because I have it set in the settings to do mono. So that's pretty much it for the mixer. So this blue bar as well, I should explain, is your actual volume level. So if I were to turn down this, now there's very little volume coming through my mic. But if I were to increase it all the way, there's lots of volume. So I keep that at max, and I keep my desktop audio to about 2/3 volume. It seems to be a good balance, and then again, I can mess around with the audios if I feel necessary. So then over here, you have your scene transitions. So right now, it's just going to fade at 30 millisecond duration. So you can also have it cut if you wanted to, and then we go Control Shift. Now, what is it? We do Control Shift up and down. So right now, they're both kind of showing the same, but it doesn't fade now. It cuts, as opposed to when to fade. And if you look at the image, it kind of fades instead of just cutting straight out. So that's pretty much it for the settings, and once you guys get all that up and running, you should be good to record now. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of two-part video of how to set up OBS in 2017. There's still tons more settings to go over, but this is more or less the basic and how-to, at least what I use for my settings for getting started using OBS. I hope it helps you guys. Leave comments down below if you have any questions, and hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. So I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.